much as possible since I'm just straight down the into the woods? Yeah, it's possible, and then those need to be washed.
All throughout history, all peoples had a spiritual background. Find me an indigenous people or a traditional culture that doesn't involve spirituality and involving communication with other realms and other beings. And so it's only been very, very recently that some parts of humanity have rejected spirit and say that there is no spirit. This is only materialism. And of course, where does that lead us? It leads us to a despoiled world and dog eat dog and just incredible oppression and repression. So we're bringing we are saying, yes, spirit is alive and well. And part of spirit is the fairy realm.
Skeeter has always loved and worked with fairies. That's his whole story. He brought that energy to a group of people that said, yes, that makes sense. Let's get together. What brought me here was an invitation. We're going to do a fairy congress. We're going to gather in a meadow on the east side. Would you like to come and participate? And so, absolutely, I did, and that's what brought me here.
And so here we are, capturing a little bit of the information about the fairy part of the spirit realm and helping bring it to the attention of the world's peoples. We're just starting, but it's an exciting endeavor.
We don't know where the word fairy comes from. Nobody really does. Etymologically, we don't know. But it's old. We know that. They're called by many names. And a thing to also remember, every indigenous tradition worldwide speaks of the little people, these nature spirits, these pre-human ancestors. And many traditions say they were older than time, older than the concept of gods and goddesses and all that.
I was introduced to the fairies and their work in 1977 when I read a book called A True Fairy Tale by a woman named Daphne Charters. Daphne Charters is an English woman who worked with the fairies for 40 years of her life until she passed in 1992. And we became very good friends and pen pals, and she asked me at her death to publish all her collected works. You might say, and I like to say that the fairies are the guardian angels of the plants and the animals and the natural world, because it's easy to accept guardian angels because that's in most traditions.
They're largely unseen beings living in more etheric realms than in this physical realm. But yet they can change form, they can manifest for short periods of time. There's a kind of ability to make sound at times in that world. Because they're in control, they have more control of the ether forces than we do.
So now here we are. We're at this wonderful gathering where people are here at the Fairy Congress, and it's a congress of human and fairy. When we talk about fairy, people have to understand in folk culture, they're not whimsical, they're not trite. They're not cutesy. They're powerful. They're like nature. They're awesome. Not evil, but awesome.
Our goal was always to bring the best people working with the fairy realm in the world that we could find and attract here to share their information. And over the years we've had about 70 different presenters, 75 or so different presenters. Some have come multiple times. And so we're building up a composite body of knowledge of the fairy realm for the human race.
So take a deep breath.
I would have to say that the Congress is the most heart-expanding experience I know of on the planet. It allows you to find your humanness, share that humanity with other people here, understand it's okay to have an undefended heart, because on the spiritual path, if your heart is defended, you can never really expand.